Good morning, you guys. It's been a rough morning already. I'm just getting up. It's like 8 o'clock. I had a rough night again. But I have to take a minute and say how proud and amazed I am at Alexi. She got her youngest brother up and got him off to school. If it wasn't for that girl some days, she drives me nuts and makes me so proud. Every time I call IKEA, you're sitting at 30 minutes. I'm always on hold for 30 minutes. Every single time. It doesn't matter what time of day I call. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get this done today.
All the way up to times 100. Probably go beyond that, but it'd probably kill me.
You also wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, no, I said if I could, I would be able to go that high.
And Gohan still never does that.
Because he never learned how. He never died.
Right. So you wanted to tap into something that you would never have access to in the first place.
No, I never wanted Kaioken. Because I know how deadly that is.
Well, it's not deadly. It's actually really fucking useful. The problem is, well,
If you go too high.
So it's 11 o'clock at night. What do? It's not 11. It's too late for me. It's cookie dough time. What's wrong? So, I've had milk, cookies, and I'm ready for bed. I will talk to you guys tomorrow night. Hey, look, I'm in a different spot. I'm so tired today. And all I did was get up. It's just one of those days where too much has happened and my body is not liking it. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. And funny enough, his nurse didn't know. I didn't know. And he didn't know why I was there. It's a scary thought right there. Oh, hate that. So, I had no major complaints because the diverticulitis, almost couldn't say it again, hasn't been too bad. The symptoms have kind of subsided. They come back every once in a while, but they're not lasting as long as they were before. Excuse me. My only complaint has been my knee. So when we were coming home from Portland last VA trip for Anthony, was back on the 24th, I believe, of January. And we're in this little town, Arlington, and it's got like, I think, a gas station. We never really go into it much because it's a fairly small looking town. And it's got, of course, the rest stop little area. It's not like what you would think normally. It's just a tiny little park. It's got water in it. It leads out to the Columbia River, and there's ducks. Well, my kids wanted to feed the ducks, so we went ahead and let them. No, we didn't feed them bread, and we did not throw it in the water. I don't allow that because it just kind of pollutes the water. But there's a hill, and you have to walk down it and then come back up. Well, I was fine going down. Needed a stretch. By that time, I'd say we were in the car about 3 hours, 2.5. And so I needed to stretch because of my back and my hips and my legs generally. So walked down. The ducks were fun for the boys. Lex didn't go this trip. She had finals, and so she stayed behind. And we were coming back up, and it was just Connor and I. And then all of a sudden, I felt like someone was trying to tear something in the back of my knee. And sorry, I have a cramp in my hand. He had to help me back to the car. It was so bad, which was weird. I've never really had that. I have the pulling sensations in my back, like the 2 back straps. But I've almost ripped those completely in half after the car accident. And like in this side, the muscle never relaxes. Neither do a lot of the muscles in my back. So I kind of limped getting back up. Had to go up a bunch of stairs to get to semi-flat ground. Came home. It was another, I don't know, hour and a half drive, if not a little more. We came home. I helped unload. We took the rental car back. What have you. The next day it was a little better. Not as bad. Because there's definitely a lot of walking. If you've ever been to the Portland VA, it's huge. Parking's not close, even with the handicap. It still is a pretty decent walk. So these trips are really rough. And we have one coming up, like I said, for about a week. So we've got an appointment every day of the time we're there. So it's gonna be rough. But it is what it is. There's nothing else we can do. We just don't have the resources in the next town over to house what he's had done, or in the beginning start what he had. And it is connected to OHSU, which is a really big hospital, teaching hospital. I trusted and felt more secure there. If you're going to have someone rooting around in your brain, go to a big hospital. So, like I said, the next day it was a little better the next day. Then, like, the 4th day, it kind of pulled a little, kept giving out. So there's stairs going to my bedroom, and yeah, I've fallen down them quite a bit. This was not fun. The next week, I had like 2 attacks like that. But then the 3rd week, it was like 2 attacks a day. Getting in and out of the tub to lower myself or pick myself back up was virtually impossible. And I haven't for a few years been able to stand long enough to take a shower. It's been rough. Not only because of my back, but ever since I had a myelogram, which is a CT scan with contrast that they put, for me at least, directly into my spine, which caused major side effects. I ended up with I'm gonna say it wrong, so let's not say it. So they puncture a hole in your spinal column to put in this injectable dye. So it's basically like an epidural, and then they roll you to your back and you get the CT, and it makes everything very pronounced. That would be one thing if my body doesn't get on the same page as normal, and my doctor has said textbook is not me. So you can't, kind of have to throw it away. So I ended up with the fluid that surrounds my brain leaking out of my spinal column. I had to have a blood patch, which did not fully work. It works to enough extent that I'm not crawling and wanting to die, because I did that day. Driving home was rough. 10 minutes later, had trouble keeping my eyes open. Everything seemed intensely bright. Then I got home and I just felt sick to my stomach. Then I couldn't stand anymore. I could crawl to the bathroom, but that was it. And if anyone would have given in to what I wanted, I could have gladly in that moment been offed. I couldn't open my eyes after an hour. I ended up in the ER. My blood pressure was 50 over 43. They sent me home like that, saying nothing was wrong. I couldn't sit up in the bed even. I couldn't walk in. I had to be taken by wheelchair. So now you understand why I didn't want a brain surgery here. We've had the situations like this happen before. I'm not the only one. I've had friends who have been diagnosed. I think she was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and that was not relatively anything she had. But back to my knee. You'll see a lot of us get on tangents, and sorry. Hopefully you can follow. So for the last probably couple of weeks, it's been a constant fight. I have really deep couches because we're not short people. We're not small. My 10-year-old is almost as tall as me. So they're not going to be little. So we got reinforced, huge, deep. I look like, okay, so I'm like 5'9", 5'10", roughly. No, I think I'm not 5'9" now after the back injury. I look like a 2-year-old sitting on the couch. Okay, maybe 5. I have like this much hanging over. It hits probably in the back of my ankle if you sit fully back. And that's what we wanted. We wanted something that you could curl up in, or, would stand up to the kids. That's the biggest one, flopping kids. So, excuse me. So, I couldn't get off the couch. I still can't. So you'll never see me vlog sitting here. I'm actually in the chair right now. And then getting up, because my brain tells me, oh, everyone's just gonna look at you like, oh my God, she's too fat to get up. And it really isn't. I used to be, before the car accident and the injuries to my spine and the procedures that did damage. I could run. I could jump. I could move. It just has gradually gotten worse, and it plays a big part in my life. I purposely try to park as far as I can. I won't take the handicap parking spots if I feel good enough, but then I get in my head where my head's like, you feel great, you're doing good, do it all. That doesn't work, because then the next day my body's like, you were dumb, you shouldn't have listened to me, now be down. Sorry, I had to change arms. Ugh, my elbow hurts. And it wasn't even like it was that long. So yeah, these Portland trips take me like 2 or 3 days to recover fully. And for someone who has trouble going outside anyway, these trips are hard. I've had to do one quasi alone. I had to take my son to have surgery. Anthony couldn't go. Both boys ended up going with me. It was a battle. I do okay if Anthony's there with me. And a couple of my friends make me feel calm, distracted maybe. Might be a good way to explain it. There's been a few times where I've had a freak out. And Anthony has learned the hard way that hugging me isn't the way to do it, because he wants to make it go away. He wants to kill the thoughts in my head, and that doesn't work. That in that moment, I don't want to be touched. I feel like I'm coming out of my skin. But for the most part, as long as I've got my family with me, I'm okay. And in my head, and I've done it since this all got really bad, basic aversion therapy. It isn't something my counselor told me to do, or I can never remember if it's psychiatrist, psychologist, which one, but neither one of them had ever said, hey, try aversion therapy. I just told her, I'm trying aversion therapy, let's see if this works. Then whatever it is that can dispense mental health, that can dispense medication. I've seen 2. There is a 3rd there now. I've thought about seeing one. But I'm never in the mood to take medication, and I don't believe some things need medicated. I do believe changing my way of thinking during it is the way to do it. I try that. I don't always succeed. I will be the first to admit I fall smack dab on my face. And I believe with anyone, including myself, what you do with that information or that situation is what makes or breaks you. So I fall straight on my face. I get up, I dust myself off, and I do it all over again and try to figure out how to do it better, or how to fix it, or what have you. That's what works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but that's the thing I live by. And I've told my mother-in-law, don't give someone free room and board in your head, because realistically, after the end of the day, do they really care? Is you hurting going to really affect them? Most of the time, no. So why would I give you the satisfaction of being able to control me, or make me upset, or make me feel bad? Even with the mental illness, I won't let it win. I try. I don't always succeed. That's where the falling in your face comes from. But I've got 3 kids and a husband who need me. Giving up isn't an option for me. Sorry about that randomness. So the doctor looked at my knee. He thinks there might be fluid in the back of my knee. It can pull and pocket when you go on uneven terrain. And so I have to have a sonogram for that, but he's going to go ahead and send me over to orthopedic and have them look at my knee, because he went to touch it and on the inside I about came out of my skin. It hurts, and I have to kind of, like the couch, I have to grab onto something or have someone pull me up to get up. And generally I can walk with a little bit of a limp, but I'll get up and put all of my weight on my left leg and kind of suspend my right leg, not drastically so I look like, a wounded dog, but enough to kind of get stabilized, and then I'll put it down. I was talking to my mother-in-law last night, and I was like, you don't really pay attention how people get up sometimes. And so I remember my great-grandma, she had the chair, and she'd have to do this like rocking motion and then heave her hoe. And I was telling Mom last night that I was like, I'm that 80-year-old woman, I can't heave my hoe. My giddy up went and left. So it's definitely mentally a struggle and physically a struggle. I definitely just want it to be better. The right one, I have had surgery because I shattered half my kneecap. I am the only person who can probably fall upstairs, and I took cement stairs, the corner of it perfectly across my kneecap, and I shattered the lower half of it, so they had to shave it off. There's nothing says fun like a soft cast from your thigh to your ankle. You definitely learn how to get into cars interesting. So it is what it is. It's definitely something I want to get past and just done and over with. Oh, I know I'm ridiculous. Do you like the bun and the hat? Can you tell I'm freezing? It is so windy. I'd have to figure they're 20 miles per hour winds. Sorry, we have a plethora of people who decide to drive through our driveway, park in our driveway, block our driveway. It's ridiculous. Let's just go with that. I've had 2 of my vehicles hit, and then the parents leave because I'm next to the high school, and they just think it's free reign. It's ridiculous. Like, we have one currently, because we have an opening over here and an opening over here. They're currently blocking the one. It's a private driveway. Nobody at the high school cares. So, yeah, I gotta eventually get ready. I have an appointment actually with my counselor today. And I feel like I have nothing to say, but like last time, I met with her, I literally had this overwhelming gut chest pain. I didn't want to go. But before I could let that fully sink in, I was in the car and we were on our way. And I swear, she didn't say but 3 words. I felt bad. But most of the time she does all the talking, and this time I was like, well, this has happened and this is how I'm dealing with it, and this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And right now I feel like I have nothing to say. I'm tired. I'm trying not to let my head tell me I don't need to go, because I need to go. And I don't know what it is. Pretty sure sorry. Carpal tunnel. Oh, that hurt. Like right across here. The fat pad in my hand. Anyway, so I'm going to try to just let it go. Anthony and I have something after my counseling, so I need to at least prepare dinner for the kids to have something. while we go do our stuff and then come home. I want chicken enchiladas, but I don't think I have the enchilada sauce. Because I baked up chicken last night and we had chicken salad. And I've been craving garlic bread, homemade garlic bread. So, we'll see. I think it's just the enchilada sauce I don't have. And no, I've never tried to make my own. No, I haven't. And so, I don't know. Anthony will be in earlier today, so maybe I'll send him to the store really quick. I need to do what I say I'm gonna do and actually do stuff, because I have like 2 3-pound cans of tomato products and I want to make my own spaghetti sauce and freeze it. I think I've had that for almost a month now. It's just getting there and getting it done. I want to do a lot. I tell myself I'm going to do a lot, and then I get on to myself because I do little. Okay, so I do more than that. I don't give myself enough credit. That's definitely something I need to work on. I have I don't know what I have. Went that thought. Oh well. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.